Hello, this is just a brief tutorial to illustrate what you may have to do if you haven't done it yet in some of your practice activities when it comes to transforming a sentence from singular into plural or the other way around. I just wanted to remind you of the main things you have to consider, things that are common sense and things that are based on your knowledge of the grammar that you have so far, so it's not really something new. But when it comes to handle one of these phrases that you may have to transform, you just have to be very careful not to miss anything that you need to consider as a potential for, or having a potential for change. If you look at the first phrase, the phrase at the top, esa ciudad en el centro de España es muy bonita, as your starting point, you will have to know that things like demonstrative adjectives are prone to or able to change into different forms. In this case, you just need the plural form of this. I haven't said anything about gender. If you have to just target the idea of singular or plural, you just have to focus on this particular aspect of the words that can achieve that. So in this case, esa becomes esas by simply adding an s, which is the usual way in which you can achieve plural form for a word. Ciudad also has to change because we know that nouns can be shown plural form, and in this case it needs a supporting e because it's a consonant ending noun, and therefore you cannot just simply attach the s of the typical s for the plural, so you end up with ciudades. The rest of the phrase up to a point, this chunk here, en el centro de España, remains the same. Nothing is going to be changing that. We would change the meaning if we were going to change anything there in a way that we don't want to change. So we skip that bit, and then we find the verb, and the verb also is something, a word that can show number. In this case, we have to move from s to son. The plural form of the third person singular is son, and then the last bit that you have to consider is the adjective. Bonita becomes bonitas. It's an adjective that can take also forms for the masculine and certainly the plural, and the plural is again shown in the form of an s. So this is one example that you can sort of have as a reference for any further attempts you may have and exercises you may set yourself to do, which is a fairly simple thing to do by yourselves. You can just set yourself a sentence to start with and then see how many things you can change, considering different aspects that they may be involved, like gender or number or formal, informal as well. I'll give you another example just to finish, just for the sake of introducing other aspects that you have to consider. For example, the articles also are types of words that can show gender and number. In this case, again, we are interested just in showing the plural form. In this case, él becomes los. A noun like pintor, which is again a consonant ending noun, would take es to make the plural. The adjective that comes with it will simply take the s because it's a word ending in a not a consonant but a vowel, an o, and therefore just the s will suffice. Then the next word that can show plural is the possessive adjective tu, which becomes tus by adding the s again. Padre becomes padres. This is the possible way you can refer to both mother and father. Of course, it could be interpreted as having just two male or basically two fathers, but that's not the usual way, although these days can happen as well, I suppose. But anyway, as far as grammar is concerned, you just have to take care that you are choosing the kind of word that will make possible for someone to understand that you have moved from the singular padre to the plural possibility, which is in this case padres. Viven is the verb that will take the n as a characteristic ending for the third person plural, and then the next lot of words again are possessive adjective here, su becoming sus, and hermana taking just the s to make that plural version of hermana happen. I hope this is helpful. If you have any other kind of interest in experimenting with other possibilities such as formal and informal transformations, just let me know, because it's very easy for me to um, show you how you can do this as a reminder of things that you have probably seen in your self-study time, in your independent work.